Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria's democracy under threat, says Primate Ayodele. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back information and the happenings where they happen for all over Obodo. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, please subscribe to our channel. That's the only way you can support us. Also like our news. Let's go down to the news proper. This one is coming from a primate of the evangelical spiritual church. He has said that detaining Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS detention is a threat to Nigeria democracy. Of course, many sensible people has started commenting on the detention of Nnamdi Kanu still in the DSS custody, and now it is no more only Igbo people that are lamenting on this thing, because had it been it were only Igbo people, it will look as if it is a tribal stuff. But now every sensible person in Nigeria has come up with this lamentation that detaining Nnamdi Kanu more in the DSS detention is a kind of killing Nigeria's democracy, since the appellate court have quashed all charges against him, discharged and acquitted him. Why not release him from the DSS detention so that he can go? If there are other compensations of which the court gave some compensation to be paid to him, you let it be paid to him and allow him to go. Let me bring you to the news proper so we see the full details of what this primate of evangelical spiritual church is saying. His name is Primate Elijah Ayodele. The leader of INRI, Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, has said Nigeria's democracy is under threat due to the continued trial, detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, by the federal government. Ayodele, in a statement signed by his media aide, Oluwatosin Osho, said there is no hope for Nigeria's democracy and judicial system because both systems have become irredeemably corrupt. He said there is nothing like democracy in Nigeria anymore. Nothing. That selection is what is now obtainable. He said there is nothing like democracy in Nigeria anymore. It is under threat and it has become a selection. The system to strengthen democracy in Nigeria is corrupt already. We are in a democracy of bondage. Ayodele condemned the Nigeria judicial system for not upholding the tenets and principles of the law in discharging its duties. He said, judges don't allow justice. They have forgotten that we will all be judged by God at the end. The cases surrounding this election will not come out as expected. Judiciary system is nothing to write home about. Ayodele also condemned the federal government flagrant disobedience of court judgment while referring to the IPOB leader. According to him, Kanu had done nothing to necessitate his continued detention even after the court has ordered his release. Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention all this while, despite the fact that the court has approved his release. The government in charge of our democracy didn't allow him to go. What did he do? Did he kill anyone? Or what exactly did he do that can allow the rule of law to be effective? There is no judgment in Nigeria. Those at the helm of affairs will determine if judgment will be followed or not, and that is pointless, he said. My people now don't see as it happen. This primate Ayodele has lamented on the gross injustice that is going on in Nigeria, especially with the issue that concerns Emenke or Amadike, one of the indigenous people of Biafra. After the appellate court quashed all charges that were preferred against him by the federal government, he was discharged and allowed to and acquitted. But since then, the federal government has not yet allowed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go because the Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, on behalf of the federal government, took the case up to the Supreme Court, asking the court to stay all the judgment that the appellate court has issued out on that particular case, because there was a panel that was set up, and according to this panel, they discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but the federal government is yet to allow him to go. Now, this primate is not an Igbo man. Of course, you had the name Ayodele. That Ayodele name is not an Igbo name at all. And this man has come up openly to say that what the Supreme Court is doing shows that Nigeria's democracy is under threat, that judiciary are no more working on their own, that the judiciary are now following what the executive is telling them to do, of which you know that if it were to be in a working state, in a working government, that the executive does not control the judiciary, because Nigeria is running a presidential system of government which allows the executives, the legislature, and the judiciary. And these three arms of government work hand in hand. They are not the same somehow. They are there to complement, and also for checks and balances. That is what the work of these three arms of government. And now, in the issue that concerns Nigeria, you will see that the executive has a hand over all the affairs of the nation. Now, this one is no more coming from an Igbo man, because it's coming from maybe IPOB member, people would have said, okay, it is because he is IPOB member, or maybe he's from the Igbo side, because they believe that they are marginalized. But people who have eyes to see, because this man is a man of God, people who have eyes to see are seeing what is currently happening in Nigeria, that democracy in Nigeria is taking a wrong turn. It's a wrong turn, and anything that takes a wrong turn will die soon. And if things continue this way, that means that one day Nigeria is going to end up to become an anarchy nation, or an oligarchy, or maybe even a dictatorship government. Since if the judiciary give a judgment, the executive will seize the judgment and say that the judgment will not hold. Yes, these arms are supposed to be working separately without interference. But in Nigeria, the executive is interfering in what is happening in the judiciary. They are interfering in what is happening in the legislature, and everybody is afraid. Because some of them are afraid to speak, because they know that if they speak, maybe they will be removed from the office. I think that it is high time, if Nigeria will continue, that the office of the judiciary or the chief judge should not be by appointment anymore. Because it is by appointment, the executive has the right to appoint or unappoint anybody they want. They can put anybody they want. They can put their friend who will judge in their favor, which is not supposed to be so. So I think there should be an amendment in that constitution that made the office of the judiciary to be by appointment. Because now the TINUBU has been conferred as the Chief of Armed Forces of Nigeria, and on 29th he will be inaugurated, and he will still appoint anybody that favors him. So I think that it's high time that office ceases to be by appointment. Because if it is not by appointment, the person in that particular office will have power to speak. But because it's by appointment, the person in that office will not have the power to speak, because he knows that the president can remove him from there anytime. So the person will be afraid to judge, and every judgment will be in favor of the executive, because the executive, they are the one that issues the power. Yes, because the executive are the one that are holding the ego. That they will be the one that the ego must be soloing. If you believe it or not, that is what is going to be happening. Now, people are crying for Nigerian democracy. I know this man has a lot to say because he doesn't want to be, maybe if he starts even talking about the just concluded 2023 general election, people might start questioning and accusing him of so many things, and he has decided to keep it here. Well, meanwhile, if this is your first time, I will be drawing the curtain here of joining us on this wonderful channel. Please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever we are posting news, you will be the first to collect it. Thank you for listening. God bless you.